Your life is your greatest teacher. Think about the last time you gave advice to someone younger than you. Maybe it was your child facing their first heartbreak, a colleague struggling with a difficult boss, or a friend making a big life decision. Where did that advice come from? It wasn't something you read in a book or learned in school. It came from something much more valuable, your own life experience, filtered through years of reflection and understanding. The famous American philosopher John Dewey had a fascinating way of looking at this. He believed that we're all walking around with the results of thousands of life experiments, but most of us never bother to analyze the data. We just keep living, accumulating experiences like dust on a shelf without ever stopping to ask the crucial question, what is my life trying to teach me? Here's a radical idea. What if you started thinking about your life as a laboratory, not the boring kind from high school chemistry, but an active, ongoing research facility where you've been conducting experiments in being human for years or even decades? Every relationship you've had, that was an experiment in compatibility, communication, and love. Every job you've taken, research into what motivates you, what drains you, and what makes work feel meaningful. Every challenge you've faced, a test of your resilience, creativity, and ability to grow. The beautiful thing about this perspective is that it transforms everything. That messy divorce isn't just a painful memory. It's valuable data about what you need in a partnership. That job you hated? It taught you exactly what kind of work environment brings out your best. Those mistakes you made as a parent? They're the reason you can now offer such wise guidance to other parents. But here's the catch, and this is where most people miss out. Experience alone doesn't create wisdom. You could live to be 100 and learn almost nothing if you never take time to reflect on what happened and why. Dewey understood this perfectly. He distinguished between two types of experience: the kind that just happens to you, and the kind you actively learn from. The first type is like collecting random objects in a box. The second type is like being a detective, carefully examining each clue to solve the mystery of how to live well. This reflection doesn't require a philosophy degree. It's as simple as asking yourself questions like, what patterns do I notice in my relationships? When do I feel most fulfilled? And what conditions create that feeling? What mistakes do I keep making? And what might that tell me about myself? How have my values changed over the years, and why? If you're reading this and you're over 30, 40, or 50, you have something incredibly valuable: perspective. Unlike someone just starting their adult life, you can see complete stories. You know how things turned out. You can spot patterns that were invisible when you were living through them day by day. Remember that career change that felt so scary at the time? Now you can see whether it led to greater satisfaction or was a mistake. That friendship that ended badly? You might now understand what went wrong and how to handle similar situations differently. That risk you took or didn't take. You have the data on what happened next. This is what Dewey would call your funded experience. Experience that has been processed, understood, and turned into usable wisdom. It's like having a savings account, but instead of money, you've been depositing insights about life. The really exciting part is when you start using this wisdom intentionally. Instead of just stumbling through similar situations, you begin to approach them with the benefit of your research. You recognize red flags earlier. You know which battles are worth fighting. You understand what truly makes you happy versus what you think should make you happy. This isn't about becoming cynical or overly cautious. It's about becoming more skillful at life. A master carpenter doesn't measure twice and cut once because they're paranoid. They do it because experience has taught them it saves time and materials. Your life experience works the same way. One of the most rewarding aspects of this approach is realizing that your hard-won wisdom is genuinely valuable to others. When someone seeks your advice, they're not just being polite. They're recognizing that you've conducted experiments they haven't had the chance to run yet. This is why mentoring relationships can be so fulfilling. You're not just sharing opinions, you're sharing the results of your life's research. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you share what you've learned, the clearer it becomes in your own mind. The best part about viewing life as a laboratory is that it never stops being relevant. No matter your age, you're still conducting experiments. How do you handle aging? How do you maintain relationships as life changes? How do you find meaning in new phases of life? How do you face uncertainty and loss? Every day offers new data points. Every challenge is another chance to test what you've learned. Every success confirms or refines your theories about what works. Think of all the experiences you've accumulated as an investment. For years, you've been putting deposits into the bank of life experience. Some pleasant, some painful, all valuable. The wisdom you can extract from these experiences is your dividend. It's the return on investment for a life lived consciously. This dividend doesn't just benefit you. It's part of what you contribute to your family, your community, and the next generation. Your insights, hard-won through experience and reflection, become gifts you can offer others who are facing similar experiments in their own lives. You don't need to wait until you're older to start treating your life like a laboratory. Whether you're 25 or 75, you can begin today by simply paying attention differently. When something significant happens, good or bad, take a few minutes to think about it. What worked? What didn't? What would you do differently? What does this teach you about yourself or about life? Keep a journal, have meaningful conversations with friends, or simply spend time in quiet reflection. The goal isn't to become overly analytical about everything, but to occasionally step back and ask, what is my life trying to teach me? John Dewey's insight was simple but profound. We all have access to an incredible teacher, our own life experience. But like any teacher, it can only help us if we're willing to pay attention and do the homework of reflection. Your life isn't just a series of random events that happen to you. It's a carefully documented set of experiments in being human, and you're the only person qualified to analyze the results. The wisdom hidden in your experiences is one of your most valuable possessions, and the best news is that it's never too late to start mining it. After all, you've been in the laboratory all along. Now it's time to start reading the results. The journey of turning experience into wisdom is one of the most rewarding adventures you'll ever embark on. It transforms ordinary moments into profound teachers and helps you see that every chapter of your life, even the difficult ones, has been preparing you for greater understanding and deeper fulfillment. If these ideas resonate with you and you'd like to explore more thoughts on mindful living, personal growth, and the philosophy of everyday wisdom, I warmly invite you to subscribe to The Still Observer. It's a space dedicated to those who believe that life's greatest insights come not from rushing through our days, but from pausing to truly see what our experiences are trying to teach us. Together, we can continue this beautiful work of becoming the wise observers of our own lives.